Over there so I can punch in the
Alright, we are at Vulcan Events 2011 with Casper Van Dien. He's an actor. He was in Sleepy Hollow, Starship Troopers, Tarzan, the Omega Code, Slayer, Beastmaster 3, one of my personal favorites. I love these. I get made fun of. I love the Beastmaster 3.
I'm pretty sure he was.
I was the one that yelled it out last night when you were going over your movies.
That was you.
Yeah, that was me.
Outstanding.
I'm pretty sure he's one that adds in 300.
Now, you're probably best known for Starship Troopers, though,
Absolutely.
right? Now, what was your favorite part about doing Starship Troopers?
My favorite part about doing Starship Troopers would be wow, God, that's a good question. You know, every day I would say, I'd be out there and I'd go, thank you, God, I can't believe this is a miracle. Because here I was I was on the set of this $100 million movie. I guess my favorite part would have been the day I was in Sony Pictures, and my trailer was on the corner of one of the big stages, and on the other corner was Jack Nicholson's trailer for his, I think he was doing As Good as It Gets, and then in the other corner was Harrison Ford's for Air Force One, and they were all #1 on their call sheet, and I was #1 on my call sheet, and I went, holy shit! And then Tom Cruise came in on his motorcycle, and I went, wow, I'm in a, I kind of made it.
Yeah, my answer would have been a little bit different. I would have said when the check cleared.
Yeah, well, you know, that part I got over, but the part when you're seeing that you're there with you know, all those people, and they're, you know, like these people
The
you're just
icons,
fans of, and you know, they're right across from you, and a little bit bigger trailers, but
now,
still.
it's fairly obvious to anybody that's listened to the interview you were kind enough to do with us on episode 157 of Slacker and the Man, as well as from being around Vulcan this weekend. You did the commentary for the first Starship Troopers movie. You're still passionate about the franchise. You still like it. You did the third movie as well.
I did the third movie. I would have done the second one too, but they didn't ask me.
If you had creative control to do whatever you wanted with the franchise now, where would you go with the Starship Troopers franchise?
I'd do a Starship Troopers TV series. I think it would be really cool on sci-fi or sci-fi.
See, we've actually talked about that before.
Yes, that would be awesome.
We've spoken about that it would take off as a TV series.
I think so too. I think that they could.
I think it'd lend itself well to a weekly drama.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe like a Lost Patrol or something.
Yeah.
Where they're out there and they're getting separated from, you know, separated from the Federation, you know, or something like that. Different shows, different things show up. I think it could be a pretty interesting sci-fi series. I would love to do it. It would be a blast. Get a whole bunch of young kids to be underneath, you know, and be there and in my control or
Rico's Roughnecks. You know, Rico still has the rookie crowd in his
and
Roughnecks.
And have them do a lot of the grunt work, and you know, just come in and yell at them every once in a while.
I'm sure he means 18 and up. He doesn't mean toddlers.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Well, there were the toddlers in the first movie.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, the 8-year-old or 9-year-old is like,
doing their part.
doing my part.
Now, this is your first actual convention, other than media spots at like San Diego Comic-Con and whatnot like that. We all know as convention regulars there can be some oddness at conventions. What's the oddest thing you've seen today?
Oh, come on, man. I've been around sci-fi now for a long time, so I went to the Comic-Cons over there. So I've been around. I had at one of those Comic-Cons, I had a guy show up when I was doing, I think, Sleepy Hollow, and he showed up in my Starship Troopers uniform, and he started shaking, going, General Rico! And I go, not General yet. You will be! Shaking his uniform. He's like, this was your uniform. And I go, yes, it was. I mean, it was just, he was so happy. He was just shaking. He'd been walking fine until he came up to me, and then he started shaking. You know? And so that was probably one of the weirdest but coolest experiences.
How'd that restraining order go?
Yeah, I didn't have to get that. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen him. I think he just had an aneurysm. I'm not quite sure. Never seen him again, but he did wear my uniform. And one of the other weird things was I had a manager at one point in time, briefly, who, for every Halloween, and he told me this when I still signed up with him, I don't know why, but every Halloween he would dress up as Starship Troopers.
Now, that's a good question.
I don't know if he has since I fired him. if he's ever even worn it again, but he did every Halloween. He had a picture of him, and
He's probably dressing up as a bug now.
Now, you know, something as fans of sci-fi, if you pay attention, you see the Starship Trooper armor on a lot of other properties nowadays. It's gotten recycled a bunch. You know, one of the more prevalent examples being on Firefly. The Fed guys on there wore it. Do you perk up and recognize it right away when you see it?
Well, I did notice it in the Gary Sinise movie Imposter that he did. He was in my uniform, and I was like, that's Gary Sinise in my uniform. That's pretty darn cool. You know, that was so, yeah, they did recycle it.
Lieutenant Rico.
Well, it's an awesome uniform, and that's something you talked about last night in the commentary about how well the special effects hold up for Starship Troopers. For it to be 14 years old now, I mean, it still holds up as a good sci-fi movie.
Yeah, it was a blast. So the fact that they still, I think it still holds its own to a lot of the sci-fi films that are done today.
I mean, even as a Blu-ray, what we were watching last night was a Blu-ray, because, you know, a lot of the older sci-fis tend to not hold up as well under the higher quality Blu-ray, but Starship Troopers does. So.
Yeah.
Well, everybody I've spoke to since we did an interview talk about how if it's on TV, they stop immediately. It's one of those, you jump in the beginning, towards the end, middle, whatever, they'll stop and watch it. Yeah. It's just one of those, it's a classic really now.
So, how does it feel to be a cult icon?
That's cool. That's the first time anybody's asked me that.
At least you're not like Tim Curry, you have to dress up in fishnets, so.
Yeah. But he likes that. So come on, hey, you know, if the guy likes that, then you know, then it's lucky for him. It's lucky for me that I don't have to.
Well, you had the Tarzan,
the loincloth. Yes, I could wear that, but I don't.
Rico uniform's a little more masculine.
Rico, what? Dude, come on. That's masculine. Look at this guy doing this picture of it. This is of it. Isn't that funny? He's right over there. That artist right over there. He drew this, and this came out in Starlog back when that film came out. Can you see? Can you see why?
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? He did a good job.
Now, can we get a real quick Rico ID for Slacker and the Man?
Yeah. This is Johnny Rico for Slacker and the Man. Watch his show all the time. Do it, Trooper!